Welcome back to the lab. I am Mei. We have negotiated the million-dollar deals. We have built the perfect sentences. But today we step out of the boardroom and into the gutter, the street. This is where your HSK degree goes to die. Most of you think you're ready because you know how to say, "How much is this?" The moment you step into a market in Xi'an or a taxi in Guangzhou, the predators will smell your tourist energy from a mile away. Today, we learn how to be a street savage. We learn how to protect your money and your dignity.
I need this episode more than anything, May. Hello, everyone. I'm Paul. Guys, I'm not going to lie, I got absolutely destroyed yesterday. I took a taxi from the airport and the driver took me on a scenic tour of the entire province. Then I tried to buy a simple silk scarf at the silk market and I think I paid enough to buy the entire factory. I felt like a walking ATM. I had the words, May. I said Taiguela. I said Pieni Diren. He just smiled, called me friend, and took my lunch money. What is the savage secret to not being a victim?
He called you friend because you were paying for his daughter's college tuition, Paul. You used the words, but you didn't have the bao fa li, the explosive power. You spoke like a student asking for a favor. A street savage speaks like a local who is 10 seconds away from walking to the competitor. Let's start with the taxi trap. When you get into a car, you don't ask how much to the hotel. That is a rookie mistake. You look at the driver, you address him as Shīfu, master or driver, and you give a command, Dǎ biǎo, use the meter.
Shīfu Dǎ, use the meter. Okay, but what if he says the meter is broken or it's a flat rate today because of traffic? That's what happened to me. He said the meter was resting.
Then you get out immediately. You don't negotiate with a broken machine. You say, 不打表,我就下车. If you don't use the meter, I'm getting out. You use the STLVO grid from episode 2. Subject, 我, time, 现在, now, verb, 下车, get out. 我现在下车. It shows him that you know your rights, and if he starts taking a long route, you point at the screen and you say, 不要绕路, don't take the long way.
不要绕路. Don't take the long way. Man, I wish I had that yesterday. I was just sitting in the back like a golden retriever looking at the buildings. Okay, so I've survived the taxi. Now I'm at the market. I see something I want. How do I start the savage bargain?
You start with the vibe of indifference. You don't look excited. You look bored. You look like you've seen 1,000 of these scarves. You ask the price. 这个多少钱? When they give you a price that is obviously 5 times the real value, you don't just say 太贵了. You use the professional shock. You say, 开玩笑吗? Are you joking?
开玩笑吗? Are you kidding me? I love that. It puts them on the defensive.
Precisely. And then you give them the local shield. You say, 我住在这里. I live here. Even if you're only there for a week, you tell them you live there. It signals that you know the real price. And then you give them your 最低价, your lowest price. If they say no, you perform the ultimate savage maneuver, the walk away. You turn your back and you walk slowly. If they don't shout, 好吧,好吧, okay, okay, within 5 steps, then the price you offered was actually too low. But 90% of the time, they will crack.
I want 住在这里. 开玩笑吗?
And then I walk. I can feel the power already. But May, what about the scams? The tea house scam or the student art scam where they invite you for a drink and then hit you with a 5,000 yuan bill?
That is where your politeness will kill you, Paul. They use your fear of being rude against you. If a stranger approaches you on the street with perfect English and an invitation, you use the savage wall. You don't say, no thank you. You say, 我没时间, I don't have time. Or better yet, 我不感兴趣, I am not interested. Use the fourth tone on that 不, make it sound like a closing door.
我不感兴趣. I'm not interested. No smiles, no apologies, just the wall. This feels so different from the social savage dinner we talked about in the last episode. Why the change?
Because at the dinner table, you are building guanxi. On the street, you are protecting your zizun, your self-respect. On the street, there is no obligation. There is only the transaction. If you act like a guest, they will treat you like a victim. If you act like a local, they will treat you like a neighbor. To my Indian viewers, I know you are the world champions of bargaining. You know the hustle in Mumbai and Delhi. Use that same fire here. Don't be shy. The Chinese market is a mirror of the Indian market. The only difference is the language. Use your zui di jia energy.
Use the Mumbai fire in the Beijing market. I love that. Okay, listeners, here is your street protocol for the week. Master the hustle 5. 打biǎo, use the meter. 不要绕路, don't take the long way. 开玩笑吗? Are you kidding me? 我住在这里, I live here. And the ultimate shutdown. 我不感兴趣, I'm not interested.
And for the final touch, when you actually finish a deal or get out of the taxi, don't say 谢谢 like a grateful child. Say 慢走, walk slowly. It's what locals say to guests or customers. It shows you belong there. You are the one dismissing them, not the other way around.
You heard her. From the boardroom to the street, we are taking over. This is the Mandarin Lab, and if you aren't feeling like a street savage yet, you need to go back and listen to episode 1. If this guide just saved you from a 500 yuan taxi scam, you owe us a subscription.
Subscribe, join the lab, stop being the person who pays the tourist tax. Share this with your friends who are planning a trip to China. They're about to get robbed by their own politeness, and they need this savage intervention.
And leave a comment. What's the biggest fail you've had in a Chinese market? Or tell us a street phrase you need to know. How do you ask for the bathroom in a way that doesn't sound like a tourist? We'll be breaking it down in the next session.
I'll be watching the comments to see who has the courage to use the walk-away technique. If you're still paying the first price they give you, don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear about your failures.
No failures in the lab. See you in episode 7, where we get into the digital dragon, how to navigate WeChat, Alipay, and the world of Chinese social media.
Try not to lose your phone before then, Paul. In China, your phone is your soul. Without it, you don't exist. We're out.